The Iron Bowl of basketball. It's Auburn. It's Alabama. Neither team is ranked, and we haven't seen that in a while. But it's going to be a fun matchup, and a lot at stake for March Madness, for everything, and for the pride of these two programs because they care about this game. Let's be quite honest. A new coach in Stephen Pearl, and the same old for Nate Oates, but it's going to be an interesting matchup, controversial for sure, and we shall see who comes out with the victory in this one. But before I start with all that, I just got to tell you one thing. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help us out a lot. We're doing great on our socials, but we still need your help to grow this YouTube thing. So a subscribe would be the best thing you can do for me. It's completely free, and I would appreciate it so much. But let's get into it. Alabama and Auburn, and Alabama will be traveling to Neville Arena, to the jungle, to one of the most hostile environments in the SEC, in a game that both these teams care about so much, no matter what they tell you. Alabama, a team that's been struggling, but got a huge win against A&M, the number one team in the SEC, on Wednesday. But we still haven't seen consistency from Alabama. We still haven't seen the team that we thought we were going to see. The team that was in the top 10 at one point in this year. The team that was competing with the best of the best earlier in this year. The team that went to the Elite Eight last year. The team that has LeBaron Philon, Aiden Holloway, Latrell Wrightsell, Amari Allen, that team, we still haven't seen them be consistent on and play good basketball on a consistent basis. But they're going to be facing a team in Auburn who has been pretty consistent these last 4 or 5 games, whatever it is. They have been pretty good. And I don't know how to say it, guys. Both these teams, as far as statistics go, are pretty equal. They're back and forth on a few, but at the end of the day, they're pretty equal. These are two pretty good teams, let's be honest. And two teams that are vying to just improve their seeding for March Madness, vying to even make it into March Madness. They're both looking good for that, but still. Auburn, coming off a loss against Tennessee, that's not what you wanted to see, right? But before that, you pulled out a string of games in a row. I think it was like 4 or 5 in a row. Beat Texas and Florida. At Florida, probably the most impressive win this year in conference play out of any team. But with this team you have cooked up, Stephen Pearl, what do? This is your first time playing your rival. Let's see how much it means to you. Now, one quick thing to point out here. As I'm filming this, we still don't know if Charles Bediako, the controversial topic in college sports, is he even going to play? He obviously, if you don't know the story, I'll just run it down real quick. He played in the G League a few games. He entered the draft, and he played at Alabama formerly in 2022 to 2023, I think. And now he's coming back. He's had 2 weeks of college basketball play. He's just, kind of pushed his waiver off, and his court hearing off and off, but he's going to have it, and I believe it's Friday morning, and I'm filming this on Thursday evening, so we will not know quite yet what if he will play or not. It will be a pretty huge factor in this game because Alabama, as far as big men go, as far as forwards, as far as the front court go, they're not one of the better teams in the SEC, and they need a body like Charles Bediako in there to bring them to that next level. And let's be quite honest here, guys. Auburn can bully you down below if they get the chance. So it's going to be a huge factor in this game whether he plays or not. And Stephen Pearl even said it himself. He hopes he plays, which is a very interesting thing for sure. But Stephen Pearl does not back away from competition. Let's be quite honest here. In this game, Auburn favored by 1.5. The jungle is such a huge advantage. It is, and I think that will bode huge in this game because I do think both teams at the end of the day are pretty evenly matched. I do think both teams can score at a high rate, but also defend at a decent rate as well. I think Auburn, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to start off fast because what we've seen from this Alabama team is that they can score in runs. And if you start off fast, kind of kill the vibe a little bit for Alabama and get the crowd going, get them pumped, and get them going throughout this game, I think that's going to bode huge as you go into the late minutes of this game, and it's back and forth, a game of runs, and you can get that at the end, like, there's just that you run to pull away, right? Like I said, this game is going to be a game of runs, in my opinion. I do think this game is going to just be, Alabama takes the lead and gets up by 8. Timeout. Auburn takes the lead and gets up by 8. And it's just going to be one of those games, and I absolutely love them. The last game for Alabama was one of the best games in the SEC. They beat Texas A&M 100-97. It was to the final seconds of the game. It was an instant classic, and Alabama comes out with the win at home. You're going to need a similar performance, but even better, because while the Texas A&M performance was impressive, you were at home. And let's be honest, the defense was not the greatest, but Texas A&M offense, they've done that to everybody they played. So you're going to have to be a little more consistent, in my opinion, especially on the defensive end, especially against a team like Auburn, who has guys like Keyshawn Hall. Let's not forget, one of the best players in the SEC. Kevin Overton, Keyshawn Murphy, the list goes on. You're going to have to stop that for Auburn. And for Auburn, where has he been? Tahad Pettiford, the guy you had circled as your breakout player of the year in college basketball, where has he been these last few games? Where has he been? If I'm an Auburn fan, the number one thing I want to see from this game, obviously win against your rival, but the number two thing I want to see is Tahad Pettiford get going, because if he can get going, this Auburn team is good right now, but if he can get going in March, this Auburn team can be great. And I am not scared to say that at all. They could be Final Four good. Alabama, you can be a good team, and you can be a great team, but can you be a great team consistently? I, right now, am not positive of that. I'm not positive of that at all, because we just simply haven't seen it. But prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You have LeBaron Feinlein, one of the best players in the conference, one of the best players in college basketball. You have Aiden Holloway. He's been balling recently. You're finally getting players back from injuries. Who is going to be the guy that steps up and says, this is my team, and we're going to play like a team, and we're going to win games, and we're going to be good on the defensive end as well, and we're going to be good in transition, and we're going to do all the things that makes Alabama basketball. Who's going to be that guy for Nate Oates? Who is it going to be? I don't know. Is it going to be Aiden Sherrill? Because I think he's going to have to be huge. I think he's going to have to be huge in this game, but just down the road in general, because he's really the only big man that Alabama has to the unknown of Charles Bediako situation. But he's really the only big man, and he's a versatile big man. He's a good big man, but he's going to have to step up. He's going to have to step up his game. I'm going to be quite honest with you. If this Alabama team is going to go places far, then he's going to have to step up, and that's as simple as I can put it. That being said, this game has all the juice. It has a rivalry. They're not ranked this year, but there's still two great teams, two of the better teams in the SEC, and it has all the juice. Auburn fans are going to be ready, and it's really, really, really hard to pick against Neville Arena, against the Jungle, against Auburn in general right now, the way they're playing. But that Tennessee performance for Auburn, I think that wakes you up a little bit. And I think Alabama coming into this game, they're hungry. Nate Oates wants to prove that they are a consistent team, that they're a great team, that they're a team that compete for a national title. Because right now, Alabama fans don't have anything to say and believe that fully with their chest. So it's really kind of a culture, or identity crisis game for both teams, trying to find their identity. And who can do that? Because those types of games are the ones that are filled with the most emotions, topped on that it's already a rivalry. Who can come in poised, calm, and collective and come out with the W? My prediction is that team will be the Auburn Tigers. It's so hard to pick against Neville Arena, and I just can't find myself to do it. Not with how inconsistent this Alabama team has been. Not with how just, up and down they've been. I still like Alabama, and I still think they can figure it out, but I just don't think this is the game. This is a really, really, really tough one, and if we saw anything last week against Florida, that felt like a game like this too, and you just got to absolutely run out of the gym, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think this is going to be a game of runs. I think this is going to be a very close game, but I do think Alabama just doesn't have quite enough right now to beat a team like Auburn at Auburn, but we never know. And last year, we saw just two great games in this rivalry, and I'm hoping we have the same thing on Saturday. Auburn, in my opinion, 88-80. That's my final prediction. Thank you so much for watching. This is Random SEC. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And subscribe for your best football, baseball, basketball content in the SEC. And follow us on all socials. It would really help us out a lot. And it would be really appreciated by me. Thank you.